girls and gals. Welcome to another episode of Brewed and Bitten. I'm Blair.
And I'm Rose.
It's been a while since our last episode, and we're truly sorry for the long wait. It's just that we were kind of under quarantine.
No thanks to a certain witch who couldn't keep her hands to herself.
Okay, yeah, still mortified about that.
So for those of you tuning in for the first time, we experienced some supernatural happenings the last time we were here.
Yeah, I got possessed by an interdimensional god creature.
You were forced into a mind connection with an eldritch being and almost lost your soul in the process, which, may I remind you, would have been absolutely catastrophic.
Okay, I did something really stupid. But you actually got to talk to an eldritch deity. That's pretty rad.
I derived no enjoyment from any of it. He was insufferable, to say the least.
What was his name again? Keith, right?
I'm pretty sure that's not his actual name, but yes, that's what he called himself.
That makes sense. Their real names are all tongue twisters for some reason. Something about having to remain opaque and mysterious. I don't know.
In any case, we are pleased to tell our listeners that we are both okay. No interdimensional afflictions or curses were detected on us.
It's nice to get back to the regular swing of things.
You can say that again. I, for one, do not miss being prodded and swabbed regularly over the course of 3 weeks.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. But we did learn some very interesting things about what may or may not have happened that day. And I'm happy to say that we've gotten the proper clearance to share that information with all of you.
Right. We did gain some valuable insights as to the creature incident. But before we get into any of that, I'm sure our listeners are dying to hear about what you went through while the mind connection with Keith was still active.
Oh, right. Okay, so here's the craziest thing. I was actually conscious throughout the whole thing.
So you were actually awake when Keith was in the studio?
No, I wasn't present at the studio. I had no idea what was happening in real time. But I do remember being in some kind of bright room with a very sparse interior.
Huh. Was there anything else in the room with you?
Nope. Just some old furniture here and there, a small light hanging from the ceiling. Honestly, it was kind of sad. I would have at least put up better wallpaper.
So the entire time you were just stuck in that room?
Yep. It got weird, like super fast. The light started flickering, the furniture started moving around, and I heard this weird howling from the other side of the wall, which honestly was kind of terrifying.
How long were you in there for?
About 20 minutes, give or take. Then zap, it was back to reality.
I guess your soul was held in stasis. Not quite sure how that works, but then again, I'm no expert in eldritch magic, or affairs in general.
There's a lot of ground we need to cover today, that's for sure.
Right. I guess now's a good time as any to move on to the next topic.
Oh yeah. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have some burning questions about what happened last time. Well, let's start by addressing the most obvious one. What the heck was that green thing anyway?
So here's what we do know. 1. It came from an entirely different dimension. 2. Its main sustenance is mana, which it consumes by siphoning it from magical beings or individuals. And 3. It can also act as a medium for an eldritch mind connection, which makes no sense at all. But it happened.
Luckily for us, we have a guest calling in to help us better understand just what we were dealing with. Here with us today via Zoom is Dr. Hazel Stonebrook from the Paranormal Studies Center. Dr. Stonebrook, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. And please, call me Hazel.
Sure thing. So, Hazel is the head of the Creature Research Division at PSC. She has over 30 years of expertise in her field. And we're hoping she could shed some light on our mysterious but deadly visitor from another dimension.
On that note, we would like to start off by asking, what in the world were we dealing with?
So that creature is what we'd call a voidling, and it comes from another dimension, meaning it could have only arrived at base reality through a dimensional rift.
A dimensional rift? Are you saying that thing was able to generate enough energy to create something that massive?
Oh no, voidlings aren't anywhere near that powerful, but it's very possible that something else tried to come through, something much bigger.
That's pretty concerning, because the last time a major rift occurred, we ended up dealing with a full-on invasion.
Which nearly ended the world, might I add.
We're considering all possibilities. For now, there's no real cause for alarm, since the energy signatures detected around the rift site didn't indicate any large-scale anomalies.
But there were anomalies.
Yes, but again, nothing too concerning. What's actually unusual is that a voidling went out of its way to hop into a different dimension altogether to find sustenance.
I'm guessing that's considered abnormal behavior for them.
Quite so. A voidling really should have no reason to hunt in other dimensions for food, since its homeworld is already quite rich in mana reserves. So its presence here means that either something's gone wrong at home, or someone intentionally brought it here.
The plot thickens.
And which scenario seems more likely?
Honestly, it's a toss-up at this point. In their world, voidlings tend to hover at the bottom of the food chain, so there's a good chance they're being hunted down relentlessly by an apex predator. So it's possible the voidling you guys encountered slipped into the dimensional rift as a last-ditch attempt to save itself.
And I ended up killing it. Twice.
Well, there were extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, you pretty much saved my butt that day.
I certainly hope you'd never put me in that kind of position again. It was very stressful. Either way, about the voidling, Hazel, you mentioned that it might have been brought into our world. Would you have any ideas why anyone would do that?
Well, you've already experienced this firsthand, but voidlings are essentially living portholes for establishing eldritch mind connections.
I am living proof of that.
Exactly, and they help expedite the process by, well, a lot. There's a reason why there's a steady demand for them in the black market. My guess is that the voidling you encountered was supposed to be en route to a buyer, but it was interfered with.
Why the demand, though? What could possibly be beneficial about relinquishing your soul to some cosmic demon?
It's like making a deal with the devil. You scratch your back, I scratch yours, but expect some deep scratch marks.
That's an apt comparison. The end goal of an eldritch mind connection is for the summoner to borrow the deity's powers for a specified time. And those powers could be anything from time travel to altering weather patterns. It really depends on which deity you choose to summon. Now, obviously, there's a hefty price to this transaction.
Which is?
They get to keep a portion of your soul, and you can only get it back if you fully accept accountability for the outcomes of wielding the deity's powers. Seems simple enough, but more often than not, the outcomes are devastating, and people choose to run instead.
So if you fail to meet your end of the deal,
the deity claims your entire soul, then it's gone forever. Your body will remain intact and living, but you'll essentially be a vegetable for the rest of your days.
that's pretty friggin' scary.
Almost happened to you.
Hey, I'm not the one who summoned it.
You did get off pretty lucky, Blair. When we scanned you for eldritch elements, our findings showed you were in contact with the eldritch lord Kihibrol. He's a nasty bit of work.
So that's his actual name. He said his name was Keith.
That's somehow weirdly fitting for him. He's a bit infamous within our circles. Likes to make his victims run a bunch of errands for him before he swipes their souls.
Like, coffee runs?
Precisely.
He's a character, that's for certain.
Actually, Hazel, there's something that I've been meaning to ask.
Sure.
When I was temporarily incapacitated, Kibrol, had control over my body. Now, I know that a successful mind connection is supposed to be a two-way street type of deal. So why wasn't I able to interact with him?
It's because your soul wasn't his to claim. So in the event an eldritch being is summoned into the wrong body, the soul is placed in stasis. Essentially, it's a safeguard measure to ensure that an innocent soul isn't tampered with. Even eldritch beings have to operate within the agreements they set.
Huh. That's something to chew on.
Yeah, you'd be quite surprised at how corporate they can be. They even keep their own legal counsel.
Is that so?
Let's just say they're very particular about what they can and can't get away with.
Okay, well, I think that's all I have for you, Hazel. Rose, any last questions you want to throw out there?
Yes. I don't mean to cause any alarm, but should we be worried?
Well, it's hard to say. I personally hope this is an isolated incident, but you just never know what to expect from the supernatural side of things. I don't think we need to worry about a full-scale invasion this time, though. If such a thing was incoming, there would definitely have been bigger signs.
Okay, that's good to know.
I do think it's important to inform you that the voidling you encountered was exhibiting some rather erratic behaviour. After we conducted a post-mortem analysis, we found that the creature was under abnormal levels of stress while it was still alive.
It certainly acted like it.
There are a few of us who think that the voidling was simply too weak for dimensional travel. But with those kinds of levels, it's more likely that it was under a lot of distress. We just don't know why.
Right. Okay. I think that's just about everything I wanted to know.
Well, Hazel, thank you so much for joining us today. This was all very enlightening.
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate your time.
Pleasure was all mine. Oh, and if something else comes up, I'll be sure to keep you posted.
That's very kind of you.
Bye, Hazel.
Cheers. You girls take care now.
Okay. Well, I guess we're less in the dark than before.
You seem pretty worried still.
That obvious, huh?
Yeah.
I've lived through some things, so yeah, when I see any signs of trouble, I worry.
Hey, for what it's worth, I'm really sorry about what happened last time.
Yeah, I know. Just don't do that again, or I swear I'll knock you back into the 16th century.
There we go. Nothing like the threat of violence to keep me on my toes.
Well, someone's got to keep you in line.
But seriously, do you think someone was actually attempting an eldritch mind connection? Like someone close to our office was waiting for a drop-off or something?
If that's the case, this was an extremely sloppy transaction. You'd think these black market dealers would be more careful about letting their merchandise drop randomly into another reality.
Point taken. What do you think's going on?
Call it a vampire's intuition, but I have a feeling the voidling was trying to get away from something.
What makes you think that?
When I fought the voidling that night, I sensed something from it. It seemed scared. It was almost as if it were trying to...
Warn you?
Yeah, it felt like it was trying to warn me. Again, this is just a gut feeling, though. I might be completely off.
Hello?
Blair? Oh, thank goodness you're okay. Rose there with you too?
Esme? Yeah, we're both here. We're actually in the middle of recording an episode.
Larry, get that window open! Look, I can't talk for long, but you guys need to get out of there right now. There's a huge dimensional rift opening up in the basement and something big's about to come through. And I mean big.
What? Are you for real?
What, you think I joke about this? Get your butts moving now. The whole building might come down any minute.
Sure, Esme. We'll be right out.
You guys be careful now. I have a feeling we're in for a veritable shit.
Holy cheese, what the hell was that?
I don't know, but Esme's right. We need to leave now.
Okay, well, sorry guys, but looks like we'll have to stop here. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Brewed and Bitten. Hopefully we'll have some updates next time for, oh god, okay, that did not sound good.
Blair, come on!
Coming! Till next time, folks.